So this board is the always changing new travel board. I don't know what's going on, but I have all my my big Schmidt arrays and all those big boards still. I'm leaning towards using those more in studio these days, and since we've been traveling again for over a year now, back on the road, I've just been keeping things more compact, and I've been using this, what is it? It's a Metro 24 by Pedal Train, and it's a lot more powerful than it looks. So I'll just go front to back, I guess. I always have the Duelist on. That's kind of my always on. Although I previously just had my signature broadcast AP on there. I'm just always changing it up. It's going to be back on probably in a week. But right now, this is what's going on. So I have, the Duelist. The way I have it, it's on the heavy hand side here. If I'm full volume, but most of the time for a show, I'm sitting around 6 on my volume, so it's pretty clean. And the boost, I just use the string singer side with the drive completely off, the volume the same as the heavy hand side. So it sounds like this with a boost. That's the kind of sound that's going on. So now that that's out of the way, let's go from the beginning. So I have the Kingtone Mini Fuzz. This is the germanium version, and I use this a lot for solos. I also use it a lot with the volume down, which is like the edge of breakup sounds that the Duelist gives me, but it's just slightly different. So full on, it sounds like this. Then if I turn the volume down about halfway, you know. It's very similar, and I do have the Duelist on, so it's kind of hitting it and giving it that extra muscle, but it's just a bit brighter and pointier, and I like that. After the Mini Fuzz is the Argonaut by Mythos, which is an octave. Just a clean octave, nothing else. Sounds like this, full volume. Sounds really great. Without the Duelist, it's actually really... With it on. And I like to, again, have the volume down halfway. It gives you that squawky... Yeah, fun. I have a tuner, Polytune. You don't need to hear that. Next is the Thermay by Chase Bliss, and it's an unbelievable pedal. I use it in the studio. It's actually probably the delay odd pedal that I use the most. But for live, I just tend to use it for one song in my set called Be Enough. And it was written around this sound. It's almost never happens where I have gear and it inspires a song. This pedal did that. So I was messing around with it and I got this sound. So it does this really cool jumpy delay, which is so musical, and it inspired a whole song called Be Enough. I play that song on the other guitar usually, but it's great. Next is the Black Fountain by Old Blood Noise, and this is a slap. It's like an oil can sounding delay pedal, which I just love that sound. It's a bit warmer to me, and it's just like, it's really nice. So I use it as an always on. I always have this slap. So that's that. Then we have the H9 by Eventide, which we all know. I am running this with the Barn 3, which is an add-on. Basically, it's an expression pedal. And I'm also running it through the Morningstar MC3, so it gives me a bunch more presets. So I'll show you some of the presets I have. I have this Leslie sound. Maybe I'm just going to get into the key of some songs I play in. I have this Leslie. Yeah. It's a great Leslie sound. I love it. The Barn 3, you know, if I want the speed of the Leslie to slow down, I just press this. And I let go and it goes back up, which is really cool. I have another slap here. You may ask, why do you have two slaps? Well, I want to, and it gives you this really cool room sound. And then I have this sound, which is like a filtery kind of sound that I use on a handful of songs, like Heart by Heart. Very subtle. If I go to the next page, I use this sound. I called it Flutter. It's like this just kind of crazy delay. And so the way the Barn 3 works, you know, if I just wanted to repeat, or if I want to just tap it. So it's very fun. You can get lost in that. I have a chorus sound. this drone sound. And if you mix this with the chase bliss, you can get some really that's fun. I don't really use that as much in the show, but it's an option. The last couple that I use, I have a backup tape delay. Just a really quick one. You know? I have this wah delay that I don't really use. And then there's this swell delay. So that's that. That's the H9. The last thing I have here is the Hydra by Keeley. As you can see, it looks like my record Headway. That's because Keeley and I did a signature version, which internally is the exact same pedal. It's just a cosmetic thing, but my preset is in there. So the reverb is this plate, and it just gives me an extra bit of, you know, decay when I need it for certain moments. So if this is the reverb we have now, and I go. Really nice. And then the trem. And both of them together is really nice. And last but not least, maybe the most important pedal is the clock by DS Engineering, the chronograph. I don't think they make it anymore. It's good to be on time when you're playing a show. Got to keep it tight, especially if you're playing a festival or if you're opening. There's been so many times where back in the days where it's like, "Oy, I wish I knew if we have one or two more songs left." I eliminated that question, so now we always know because I'm keeping an eye on it. So it's great. And that's the board. Okay, so this first lick is an excerpt of the solo from my song Be Enough. With the capo on, we're technically in open D flat, open C sharp, same thing. And we're gonna play this. What's going on here is that we're doing a little bit of behind the slide stuff. So right there, whenever you're playing behind the slide, you want to make sure whatever note you're anchoring on, you're diagonally raising the slide on the string above it so you can hear the previous note but also hear the new note. And we're kind of sliding into it. Just to get that tension. And then the back half of the line is very just traditional slide. And we're ending on the 4 chord, so I'm playing the 4 note on the 4th string, but you could play it on the bottom string too. And that low drone just gives a real satisfying sound to it. All right, so for this part, this is the main intro part for my song, It's You. And what you're gonna wanna do is be in open G, but not the open G that Keith Richards and Raya Cooder play in. I'm talking about open G in open E intervals. So 1-5-1, 3-5-1. So if you're in open E or D or C, just you can capo up to wherever the G is, and it'll be that chord. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna play double stop chords, and then we're gonna be hammering off every time. So it's gonna sound like this. I'm just gonna play that one more time for you slowly here. That rhythm, it's almost like clawhammer banjo. This was written when I was kind of thinking like a Taj Mahal kind of thing, but now that I think about it, it's very like clawhammer banjo inspired. So when you're playing that last open chord, you can kind of go. Clawhammer is like you kind of are hitting the string, which seems weird, but it has that sound. For this lick, I'm gonna show you the last line of the solo of my song, Downtown. So I'm gonna play you what it sounds like. We're playing it over an F minor 6 chord, so it's essentially an F minor arpeggio with some extra notes in there. It sounds like this. I'll play it one time at normal tempo. And then extra slow. And we're in open C here, and take that one slow. You could play it with slide, you could play it without. It's a fun little exercise for arpeggios because other than the minor notes, playing the major 7, you know, little things like that add just like such a nice color to the sound, and I tend to gravitate to those certain intervals because I just really like it. So I'll play you the entire solo just so you can hear the context of how that lick comes in. So it goes like this. So there you go. Okay, for this solo, or for this lick rather, I'm going to teach you a portion of the solo of my song Heart by Heart. And it's the ending bit, and it goes like this. So, if you're wondering, we're in the key of F. I'm in B standard in this guitar, and I capo 3, and that's just how I do it. I like to do it because this song is centered around this line. So that's why I do it. So you don't need the capo, but if you want to, you can. It's an F, so it's in first position pentatonic. So we're gonna slide up. And then it's a little bit of an arpeggio on the 1, 5, 6, 1. And then we're gonna do this rolling arpeggio that's like a Ray Charles lick. One of my favorite things to play. And then we go. And just for context, I'm gonna play you the whole solo so you can hear how it sounds. So there you go. Okay, for this last lick, this is the big one. This lick is hilarious because it's gone viral on TikTok. And initially, I played this line in a cover that we do of a John Martin song called Angeline. And this video blew up, and it continues to just blow up whenever this one lick is posted. I don't know why. If you want to know the backstory, I kind of made a meme out of it that had to do something with pizza, and it is now called the pizza lick. And it is something I play just once a night. This is not something I overuse. We need to make this clear. This is a one show a night thing, and it goes like this. So I'll play it full speed, and then I'll show you what it is. So it's kind of minor pentatonic bass, but there's a lot of chromaticisms in it. So the first part is, we're gonna do that Django kind of trill. But I have sometimes played it, so you can go either way. So that's flat 3, 7, 9, 1, 5. And then from the flat 7, we're going chromatically down. And then a minor arpeggio. Back down to the natural 7. I need to play it. And then we just fall back into that pentatonic. And we kind of slide down to the flat 3. Again, slowly. Okay, I'm going to play it for you one more time at tempo, and I'm going to count you in so you can hear where it lands. 2, 3, 4, 1. And that's the pizza lick.